feelings.
Reshimi.
Good energy from Tuscan. Yeah, definitely in the Shire, isn't he? Muminul Haq. So was the skipper. Jagged and just slid on with the angle, just slightly enough. And the captain of all Bangladesh, who's playing for the Sylhet Superstars, has got to go. First ball, golden duck. And the celebrations for Chittagong. Good pace, good seam, here we go.
Get another slip in there, Tamim. Your man's running in, giving the ball to Jag a bit. One slip in place at the moment. You got the side 3 down. Go for the juggler.
Yep, right on the button there, Ali. Got to have another slip in. Crazy if you don't. We saw with that delivery that got rid of Mushfiqur Rahim, ran into the right-hander. He's now bowling to a lefty, so it's going across Muminul Haq. Good seam position, strong wrist. Got to have another catcher in behind the wicket.
That's good pace, good carry. He's standing a fair way back as the wicketkeeper. And that fairly raced through.
Rhythm's good, isn't it? You mentioned there, Alistair, that having a few injuries, Tuscan. And I saw him around the boundary walking around the last game, going around to do a flash IV at the end. And I just said to him, do like the way you're loading up. He's certainly changed the load up. The balance is better with his bowling arm. When he loads up into delivery, it used to be very stiff and awkward. And he's worked on that. Still a little mechanical there, but has worked on it. And then he loads up there. Much better. So the balance is good. Oh, confusion. There's another! Just like the other. We've had another run out. Can you believe it? Crowd going crazy here in the Gong.
This is fast turning into a fiasco for the Sylhet Superstars. Delight for the Chittagong Vikings. They cannot believe their luck. What is going on here? Outrageous running. They've already lost a wicket to a run out and they're going to lose another way out. Tuscan Ahmed did really well to get behind the stumps. A lesson for all fast bowlers. On his follow through, got back, got to the right position, fielded the throw, knocked the bails off, and they're 4 down now, Sylhet. No issues there. That's out. OUT, the big red.
শীতকাল 25% পর্যন্ত কোমলতা কেড়ে নিয়ে ত্বককে রুক্ষ করে দেয়, তাই যে কোনো আঁচড়েই হয়ে যায় দাগ। ভ্যাসলিন ডিপ রেস্টোর মাইক্রো ড্রপলেটের সাথে রুক্ষ ত্বককে ময়েশ্চারাইজ করার মাধ্যমে সুস্থ করে। আজই স্ক্র্যাচ টেস্ট করে দেখো। এই হলো ভ্যাসলিনের ত্বক সুস্থ করার শক্তি।
কিরে বেকার বসে ডিম পাচ্ছিস? ডিম না পেরে ক্লিক কর।
আজই হাজারো চাকরির অফার। ফ্রি বিক্রয় অ্যাপ ডাউনলোড করে বা আজই বিক্রয়.com ভিজিট করে চাকরির আবেদন করুন মুহূর্তেই। বিক্রয়.com বাংলাদেশের সবচেয়ে বড় মার্কেট প্লেস।
রেশমি।
দুনিয়া দেখবে যখন সিল্ক দিয়ে সাজবে জীবন। এখন থেকে রঙিন কাপড় হোক নতুনের মতো নতুন, আর সাদা হয়ে উঠুক দ্বিগুণেরও বেশি সাদা, কারণ সাদার নতুন নাম
ফাস্ট ওয়াশ ডিটারজেন্ট পাউডার। আসছে 4 ডিসেম্বর, রবি আর দারাজ নিয়ে এলো ফাটাফাটি ফ্রাইডেতে ফাটাফাটি মূল্য ছাড়। রবি।
Trouble. 183 matches. Look at that strike rate, 153. Oh, past the outside edge. What an over from Tuscan Ahmed. All happening past the outside edge. A wicket, run out. Muminul Haq, well, a rabbit in the spotlights at the moment.
The beauty of this game with the momentum and energy when you're playing at home. Tuscan. There's the run out of Bopara. Comes down, says, what are you doing? How does he do your partner? Sold him up the river there. Muminul wanted to come, he started, and it was too late. Had to turn, he'd come over halfway down the pitch. Had Ravi Bopara. Sheer delight.
Oh, it's up in the air. Manages to control it well enough. Though he retains.
ইউরোপিয়ান প্রযুক্তিতে তৈরি আনোয়ারের A1 পাইপ মাটির 1200 ফুটের বেশি গভীর পর্যন্ত চাপ নিতে সক্ষম আর টেকেও বহুযুগ।
পাইপ আনছে আনোয়ার ভালো কইরা শোন, বছরের পর বছর পার নো টেনশন।
আনোয়ারের A1 বোরিং পাইপ, চাপের বাপ।
আজ নয় কাল নয়,
বেঁচে থাকো আজীবন,
বেঁচে থাকো টুনটুনি, বেঁচে থাকো টুনটুনি, বেঁচে থাকো সোনামণি। সবার সাথে আজীবন 1 পয়সা প্রতি সেকেন্ড। এবার তোমার ফোন বেঁচে থাকবে আজীবন। এয়ারটেল, দেশের সেরা স্মার্টফোন নেটওয়ার্ক।
প্রতিদিন এইভাবে হাজারো মানুষের খুশির সীমা ছাড়াচ্ছে স্বর্ণের ছোঁয়ায়। রবির 39 টাকার গোল্ডেন রিচার্জ অফারে প্রতিদিন প্রতি ঘন্টায় প্রথম 2 জন রিচার্জকারী পাচ্ছেন নিশ্চিত গোল্ড কয়েন মাত্র 39 টাকার রিচার্জে। আজই এই সুযোগ নিন। রবি।
ব্যালেন্স শেষ, চায়ে চুমুক দে।
He's going for the kill. Mohamed Amir back into the attack. He knows that if he can knock over one of these two, they're into the all-rounders and bowlers, and they've got a big chance of really bowling them out cheaply. So not waiting till the end. He's getting him in early. It'll be interesting to see how many overs he does bowl, Mohamed Amir.
Tail up. Great seam position. He had to still have another slip. He's got a gully in, so he's gone with a slip in the gully rather than the 2 slips. Yeah, Mumunul, he is on edge. Test match playing player, and he's battling here. Will run out here, pick up, shy, too easy. Monawera had to go. And then rather ambitious stroke. Hassan tried to do what Bopara did in the same over. LBW, captain gone. He didn't like it, but it looked out. And then this run out of Ravi Bopara. Kept a cool head too. Fielding, waited for Tuscan to get back. Dilshan waited and waited for that split second longer and then lobbed the throw. And the run out was evicted. Good stuff from the Vikings. Listen to this crowd, because Boom Boom is about to take strike with his first ball in the 3rd edition of the Bangladesh Premier League. Can he do something dramatic here for the superstars?
Well, the Sylhet superstars will hope that he can. He's going to be up against a pumped-up Mohamed Amir. He's not going to give him any freebies. He's going to be at him, trying to knock him over. Oh, he's off the mark. Just maybe a little too straight from Mohamed Amir, and allows him an easy little tuck away to get down the other end.
I've seen him in recent times, like all good players, Afridi, getting a little tired, and your reflexes aren't quite as what they used to be maybe 15 years ago. And so you've got to give him a couple of short ones. These guys would like to see that. They come along to see some balls fizzing around people's ears, even in T20. Action replay. I've seen a few of these from now with Mumunul Huck on strike. He is like a possum with his full headlights beaming in his face. But just on that point, Elliot, I would certainly, if I was Mohamed Amir, I would want to give him a couple around the Swede. Get it up around his grill and unsettle him, because he doesn't like it these days.
Yeah, I totally agree, particularly in this position. You don't want to be letting him play himself in and bowl some length balls, make it difficult. Still only the 1 slip. Love to see a second slip in there. He's looking vulnerable outside that off stump. You don't want one to get away. Nick it through second slip for 4.
One apiece for Bilal Bhatti and Tuscan Ahmed. 2 run-outs as well
have really put the Sylhet Superstars under the pump here in Chittagong. But the Vikings, they'll be delighted with the way things stand at the moment. They need a victory, desperately need a victory to keep their competition hopes alive and put a smile on the supporters who've turned out in their numbers here again tonight. There it is. There it is, Daniel Kyle. Not a great piece of fielding either. He's been vulnerable there all night as Mominul Haq plays at another one. And if he'd had another grabber there, I reckon it might have been pretty close to being out.
Well, I can't blame the youngster. It's more about Timim Akbal. The captain says, listen, got to have another slip-in. You've got these guys by the throat. And that's average too. In the deep, but certainly another slip-in. These young guys with their presentation of the seam has been outstanding. So the ball's going to give it a chance to swing and fizz through. Got to reward them with slip catches. Boom Boom is on strike now. Tuscan with his tail up. Let's see what he can produce here. Does he get one at back end of a length and into the rib cage and hugging back in from that angle, that natural inward movement to a right-handed batsman?
Surely they would have discussed it, this vulnerability early on. If he gets in, let's bowl him the short one. With all the analysis that's done these days, the coach, senior players, this must have been talked about. And this is the time to do it. He's got enough pace as well as Tuscan Ahmed. Big appeal. Going down the leg side, I think just he bowls that in swinger. And the angle always tends to be taking it down the leg side when he hits the right-hander. This will give us a better indication. There we go. You see the seam position. He did move across, did Shahid Afridi. But I think just where he lets it go and where it's going now, you see it tracking. Tell you what, maybe just missing coat of varnish. There he goes. Bit of width offered from Tuscan Ahmed and allows Afridi to free his arms and carve it over cover.
Well, Tuscan Ahmed, he must have seen some footage even on YouTube. This is what he does, Shahid Afridi. Any sort of width. And there's no one outside because we're still, of course, in the power play. That's just a given. Cannot allow Afridi to do that to you. Knowing that he's only just come to the crease and he doesn't like it up round his chest or grill.
To bowl the Yorker, so still not reckoning that the short ball is needed. Tuscan Ahmed bowled one that was short and wide and then decided that the full straight one was the best option for the follow-up ball. Decided to dispense with all slips now. Timim Akbal. That one big shot from Shahid Afridi, deciding against having a catcher there, although I think still worthwhile having a little grabber there. He's put everything into that and not able to get it out the middle of the bat, so it'll go out to square leg. He'll get a single and retain the strike. 6 overs bowled, the power play done, 36 for 4. their average in overs 1 to 6 is 45 for the loss of 1 wicket today, 36 for 4. So nowhere near their tournament average. Over 7 to 15, they score 59, loss of 3, and the back end 42 for the loss of 2. So their average throughout the tournament is 145 for 7. And if that's what it is, there's no surprise that they've played 5 and only won the 1. Having said that, though, they've been on the receiving end of 2 very, very agonizingly close defeats, losing by 1 run in both those encounters in Dhaka. There we go. It's a wide, but the first seamer that's actually come up there and tested him with the little short one.
And it's his countryman, who might have bowled a few of these over the years in the nets. Balawal Bhatti. Sorry, Shifa Islam, I just had the word from Balawal. Just there at...
Gee whiz. That's what this bloke can do. You give him the opportunity to take the game by the scruff of the neck, stand back. That one there is just a long off, really, and he's able to latch onto it and deposit it over mid-wicket. Brute strength doing the job.
So simple, isn't it? But it is angling towards that way and was asking to be punished. And Afridi says, look, I'll give it some bottom hand and send it away. Oh, look out. Look out! Oh, no! Defining moment in match 18, is it? Tuscan armed it as well.
Got to take those. Persisted with the short stuff. Shafil Islam induced the false stroke, top edge, and it was in the air for quite a while. There it is, trying to flick it over fine leg, and Tuscan Ahmed getting around. Got to take those. Got to take those. Well, are they going to rue that, the Chittagong Vikings? He knows how important that is. This guy can hurt you, Shahid Afridi. You want to be getting him out as early as possible. Deathly hush around the crowd and in the commentary box as well.
Oh, the plan. We've been talking it up in the previous over with Tuscan, the bowler. He ends up being the fielder who can't quite finish the job. Will it cost them? The Vikings.
He has the habit of providing the odd moment of madness, Shahid Afridi, and does some silly things sometimes insofar as shot selection and how he gets out. So when he does have that moment and you get presented the opportunity, take it, because he also has that genius streak in him. And if that's allowed to come to the fore, stand back. That's up in the air. This should be out. Mominul Haq. Yeah, he hasn't had the greatest time out there. He's looked like getting out every delivery, really. Tamim Iqbal takes the catch. Not the greatest of strokes from Mominul Haq. Really did look uncomfortable out there. They get their 5th wicket. They're very happy with that. Would have preferred that it was the man at the other end, but nonetheless, they've managed to make another breakthrough.
Really did battle. It's not his game. Mentioning that he plays a lot of test cricket, Mominul Haq. Having to up the ante. Not really his game. Didn't get boom boom, but they've got Mominul. Number 5. So half the side down when they haven't even had 7 overs. Gone for 9. It's 46 for 5.
New batsman. They cross, so Afridi will leave alone the last ball of the 7th over. 46 for 5.
Now, one person is going to be very happy with that scorecard. That's the opposing captain. Won the toss, put the Sylhet Superstars into bat. And look at the sorry state of affairs. Regular follow wickets. No one has been able to make an impression. And really, the runouts that could have been avoided. Misunderstanding in the middle. The bowlers can take a lot of credit for sharing the wicket. Shafil Islam, Bilawal, Taskin Ahmed, Mohammad Amir bowled with a lot of heart. Very, very economic. And it's a huge ask now for the Sylhet Superstars. Alongside me, very good evening to Pat Simcox.
Good evening, Shamim. Got to tell you, Morrison and Campbell took 5 wickets in that commentary stint. 5 of them. For Sylhet Superstars' point of view, I hope we bowl badly.
Now that's the best shot that you can offer. Shafil Islam saying catch it. Tamim Iqbal keeps a cool head. Throws it away. He got him. Dropped a catch. He's trying to shield himself from that ball coming down. But there you are. Oh, the cut back in. Well taken by the keeper.
Gee, there's some serious tension around. Nazmal Hossain Milan. He's got some work to do, Milan. Best of 46. No 50s in there. He's going to need one tonight for sure.
You're running out of partners. Shahid Afridi needs someone to hold one end up. Look at the focus on that little kid's face. Yorker length. Ball bat hitting the ground, making that noise. Up goes the keeper, and as an afterthought, the bowler goes up, but the umpire, Anisur Rahman, not interested.
Quality delivery. You're not going to hit that for many. He's running beautifully, actually. And he's bowling well. His tail's up. There's the crowd behind him. It's a great feeling. They are chanting. They are dancing. They are having a lot of fun. Why not? The boys are delivering.
Yeah, they're very disappointed in the early part of this tournament. They're fighting back the Chittagong Vikings. Packed stadium here. Fantastic to see. Really, the cricketers brought in the droves.
If anybody thought that the Bangladesh Premier League was going to be mediocre, think again. This is one heck of an event. Pulled away nicely. And classy fielding. Classy fielding. Wow.
Yasir Ali doing very well. He's a big guy. Rabbi just went round. He had to cover a lot of ground. Good effort. That lifts the spirit of the bowlers. Committed to that. Saved a couple of runs.
Could have injured himself the easiest. Look at it. So many people in the ground. It's just exciting. Feels like the whole of Chittagong have arrived. And some of Dakar.
Oh, jack back in. What a delivery that was. It's back of length. Thudded into him. Just got the top part of the bat, I think. Maybe deflected onto his body.
think he hit him. It had some pace in it, and oh, yeah, it's hit him straight in the ribs. Take that. Oh, I can feel it from here.
Generated some pace there, Bilal, and he's asking for some assistance. Najmul Hussain Milon. Now, they don't want him to really get injured. They're in Spottabada already. Mr. Mustafa Kamal is the former president of the ICC. Pensive. Been here attending most of the matches in Dhaka and here in Chittagong. The water arrives, the magic spray arrives.
You can do what you like, I tell you. When you've been hit like that, it's sore. You have to strap it up. Break a rib as easy as you look. 5 wickets down already.
Look at this for a complete lack of communication. Stolen down the river, didn't he? And the charge, unnecessary. And things were unstable as it was, and then giving him the charge, very unwise. This one, Tashkin getting a little high on Mashfiq Rahim's pads, but 50-50 went, and another run out. Very intelligently done by Tilakaratna Dilshan, and trying to go for a shot that wasn't on. Oops, a miss by the keeper allows a bye. And that is the over completed. 8 done. It's 50 up for 5. Just saw the fall of wickets, and a couple of them, the runouts were absolutely abysmal. The calling between the two players, complete lack of communications. This is just not on. You've got to be on top of your game in every aspect.
Got to say though, the 2 runouts, you've got to give something to the fielding as well. You know, they came in so quickly that there was a half a chance as he turned, and the direct hit on the stumps. That was good, and then, as you say, the fielder had the presence of mind not to throw at the wrong end as well. So that was good. So the bowling change, the left arm spinner coming to the attack. Now a bit of respite from the seam, Asif Hassan. Not sure there'll be a lot of dew around tonight.
Yes, yet to take a wicket. Again, the calling not really top-notch. They make through eventually. Well, just showing Mr. Mustafa Kamal, who's former president of the ICC, former president of the Bangladesh Cricket Board, now the Minister for Planning, Government of Bangladesh. He's enjoying it. $51 for 5. Now, you got the big man, boom boom, Afridi. Will he chance his arm? Will he try to take that little bit of an extra risk? Trying to step on the gas. Trust him to do that. Lights it, thrashed down the ground. But there is protection. Well done. That went very quickly to him. That was Milon, who's given the strike to Afridi. Came down quickly on that, trying to make room for himself. Bowler followed him. That was intelligent. Speared in. Didn't try to float it in. There you see, he's quickly into his bowling. He's not giving any wit to Shahid Afridi, and that's good running for a change. Couple of runs. The Chittagong Vikings supporters.
Love to see the kids in all the colours. So many of them in the ground. It's so good for Bangladesh cricket, or cricket worldwide, really. Part of this whole process, part of the excitement. Memories are made here, right here. Grow up one day, you remember coming down on the ground, watching Shahid Afridi batting.
Pavel said, there's a big appeal. No response from the umpire. A leg by will be signalled. I think. No? Oh, got a bit of the bat on that.
He got a bit of bat on it.
So Milan just waits for the last ball of the 9th over to be bowled to him. Oh, that's straight, but that's deflected also off the bat. I think we'll see there won't be a signal. It's hold in now. Go through for a couple of runs. And that completes the 9th over. Move on to 57 for 5. Waiting for umpire to say strategic timeout. Chittagong Vikings captain Tamim Iqbal inviting the Sylhet superstars to bat first, and that decision has paid off. Run out of Munawira started the collapse, but Hassan going to Bilawal, another run out after that. 3 wickets shared by Shafil Islam Bilawal and Taskin Ahmed, and other 2 run-outs. So it's been difficult, the progress for the Sylhet superstars. They're looking at Shahid Afridi to take them to a score from when the bowlers can really try and defend. Got their work cut out. 11 overs of the innings left. It's going to be Taskin. 2 overs, 12 runs. He's given away that soul and he's taken a wicket. Oh, did he get a touch? There was a sound. Big appeal. No. Shake of the head from Anisur Rahman. Possibly struck him on the pad.
Top of the pad, yep. Good decision, very good decision. Straight away, Afridi put his hands up, lifted the bat. Have a good look. It was a good ball. Pace. Yeah, top of the pad. Afridi was late on it. Why would you not appeal? Big appeal. Such a big batsman. Change the game right here. Got it right, sir.
Absolutely. Good decision by Anisur Rahman. Straight away. It's not easy to detect how close it is to the bat, but then also getting the pass. The sound can be confusing for the umpire. Now he's feeling for it a little bit. He's not looking too confident. Beaten twice in 2 balls. One inside the line, one outside the line.
Stuck a little bit on the crease, he showed Afridi at the moment. No foot movement at all. Forward or back, not across. Now the pressure mounts. 2 balls, 2 dots. He doesn't like dots, as Shade Afridi. Still that bat on ball. Beat it over extra cover. It off.
Grunt, I think, despite the run, the ball seemed not to arrive. Slowed it down very nicely. Grant was there to confuse the batsman, pretending it was an extra effort.
It's the back of the hand ball. Tough to control in these conditions. If there's a little bit of dampness around, did it well. So 1 off the over so far. 3 balls bowled. Somebody's got to make the play. Can't let this drift.
Pushed up and did well to dig that out. Little off balance when he was playing that shot. Nazmul Hassan Milan. Rakibul Hassan, friend of mine, just in front there. Former Bangladesh captain and charge of the match referees here. And you can see Akram Khan in the middle. Former Bangladesh captain, of course, director of the board. Everyone seems pretty relaxed in there, enjoying the proceedings in the middle. And so are they, out there amongst the crowd. Selfies going on. Back to the serious stuff in the middle. Went for the big oink. Missed it completely. Struggling a little, but getting into line is Shahid Afridi.
Getting right across to off stump. He's really eyeing that mid-on. He'd do well to just stand still for a little.
There's been an excellent over so far. 2 runs of the 5 balls that he's bowled. He wants to finish off with a dot if he can do it. Afridi will have other ideas. Slaps it away beyond the fielder there. And, desperate effort, but to no avail. He's annoyed, but he's got 4 runs, Shahid Afridi, to finish off that over. 10 gone. 6-3 for 5. And down that Manhattan. Some tallish buildings, not very tall, but some really low ones. Pegged back by the fact they've lost 5 wickets. Important last 10 overs. They've got to regroup. They've got to recoup. They've got to take some risks. Throw caution to the wind. Going to be Asif Hassan. The arm ball here to dig it out. Hurry down on it. Let's go down and join Pamela.
And I am with the Chittagong fans here, as you can see. Okay, it's been crazy. And these 2 beautiful ladies, I would ask them, why do you support Chittagong?
I'm from Chittagong and I love Chittagong. They're playing well today. I'm so interested from this.
And who's your favorite player from Chittagong? Yes, Tamim Iqbal has a huge fan following. Who are your favorite players? Okay, Tamim Iqbal is crazy. I'll go back to commentary.
All right, they've taken another wicket. Asif Hassan makes Nazmul Hussain Milan stretch forward. It drew him forward. A little bit of a turn, taking it away for the wicketkeeper to do the rest.
Smart work from the keeper here. Lovely bowling. It's a bit of a loop. Just beat him in the flight. It was game over. As he missed it. Yep. Love your work. Nothing nicer than that as a spinner to see you beating him in the flight. And out goes Milan. 7 off 11. 63 for 6 now.
We've got Sohail Tanveer in the middle. He's joined his Pakistani partner. So we've got two Pakistani batsmen in the middle. And he can give the ball some clout, I can tell you that. Tall guy. Swept that, paddled it, and it got himself a couple of runs to start up proceedings.
Yeah, I like that bowling. And just now they got that wicket. Man, but Tanveer, yes, arrive then have a little chat to Afridi. They'll know each other. Played lots of cricket, good strike rate, best of 60 not out. He'd like that.
Waits on that nicely and places just. And look at who was fielding there. An element of risk whenever Tilakaratna Dilshan is fielding. He will latch on to anything going past him.
This is why Tanveer is there. Looped up nicely, pushed forward. Classic delivery, classic beating of the right-hander.
Hello. See the initial movement from Shahid Afridi backwards, and the bowler said, I'm not going to bowl to you. Make you wait. Strokes it away quietly into the deep. They're thinking of a second run. They're going to go for it. That's good call and a good running between the wickets. And that also ends the 11th over at 68 for 6. It's a tough ask for the Sylhet superstars. Tottering at the moment on 68 for 6. 9 more to go after this. Saving grace is that they've got Shahid Afridi in the middle, 25 of 20. He's looked a little out of sorts. Hasn't got the feel of things. He's not really timed the balls to perfection, but he's capable of just taking the game by the scruff of the neck. And Tamim Iqbal will be hoping that he can see the back of him as quickly as possible. Going to be a change in the bowling, I think. Shafil Islam is back. 20 runs is given away in his 2 overs, but he's taken an important wicket. Pretty much a wicket-to-wicket bowler when he bowls to Sohail Tanveer. Got to be wary of the fact that if it's straight and if he tries to hit across the line, take a few chances, might end up in trouble. Better to play it straight past the bowler in the V. cuts that well, but there is protection. Just a single. Well, pictures from the Zohar Ahmad Chaudhary Stadium are going by virtue of Channel 9, live and exclusive throughout the world. To India, Neo Sports Private Limited, Pakistan are taking it through Geo Super, UK Premier Sports, Ireland, Setanta Sports, Caribbean, CWC, US and Canada, ESPN, BN Sports, MENA, and distributed worldwide by Elite Media. Got 24 high-definition cameras covering the proceedings in the middle and taking the pictures worldwide. Oh, that's gone up in the air. Fielder coming underneath that one. Is he going to get to it? He's dropped it. Could not judge that. The ball was swirling in the air. And Taskin Ahmed, not for the first time, I think he's dropped one earlier, could not latch on.
Well, he started badly when he went up. He slipped for a start. But once he slipped and he recovered, he was circling. And you could see he never was going to get there. Good delivery to Afridi. He was not going to hold back. But once he started badly and he started to circle, when you start circling, you got no chance.
Yeah, he has not balanced when it's coming over your shoulder. And then both occasions, I think it was Shafiul Islam, the unfortunate bowler. They'll have a few words exchanged in the dressing rooms after this. Going for it, Shahid Afridi. It's flying away, flying into the crowd. Huge shot. That's what you want from Afridi.
Well, this is what he can do to you. He can hurt you. He really can hurt you, Shahid Afridi. Just a 2 or 3 overs, he can take the game away. He stands and delivers, and he middles it. It's gone many a mile. Spare a thought for the bowler. He just had him dropped. Thought he had his man, and then he's going to turn around and watch the ball flying high into the night sky. Top shot from Shahid Afridi.
Will they rue the fact that they gave him a second bite at the cherry? Oh, you can't just afford to drop catches off the batting of Shahid Afridi. Gets on song, he can hurt you. Saw evidence of that in the last ball. Riding his luck. What's he going to dish out next? Bowler's going to be pretty worried in which area he's going to bowl to. Maybe back of length. Pitching it up. In his arm. Swings it round. Gone again.
Yep, this is classic Afridi. That's what they've come to see. Slightly slow, but picked up. Flat. Right, so we've got a big over here, 13 off it. There's still 2 to come.
He could have been back in the pavilion. Couple of balls back. He's got 10 runs. Walkie is down. The bowler sees this coming. Very good from Shafiul Islam. Tippy-toes forward, and he pitches it slightly wide of him and kept the shade low. Slow delivery.
That was the 6. And then followed up with another brutal 4. So 1 ball left in the over now. 13 from it. Shahid Afridi want to get onto the other side somehow.
Oh, lovely. So, oh dear. Poor Shafiul Islam. No one in the field is backing him up. The keeper just couldn't get down on it. 4 byes to finish off the 12th over. We moved on to 85 for 6. Was the last over, the crucial turning point in the match. Shahid Afridi dropped, and then 17 runs coming from it. Pat, what do you think?
Well, that was probably
the over. They needed to galvanise themselves now. There's enough overs left from here on. If Afridi stays in, there's enough overs here to get a decent score. A score that you can bowl at. Another over like that, and wow, you're in the pound seat. So, Hansi is in, faced a couple of balls. Got to give the strike away as quick as possible. And he does. It's exactly what he needs to do. Get Shahid Afridi on strike. He's started to find form now. And he's got to face the majority of balls.
That's the projected scores. You can see going currently 7.07, 140, but they're looking at 9 and over. I think that's possible.
Well, if Afridi stays in, it's somewhere between 7 and 9, I reckon, is gettable.
And needs to ride his luck. He's been given an opportunity. Not looking too comfortable. He likes to have the pace to play his shots, and when young Asif Hassan just spears those supposed spinners in, he's not really giving the ball some rip, more intent on zipping the balls in. Again, the arm ball in evidence.
Well, 2 dots, Afridi will know that you can't let him just keep spearing them in. He's got to give himself room somehow. He's waiting for the short one on the cut, but then there's the mid-wicket. The man at deep mid-wicket, straight would be a good call from Afridi.
There's the target. It's going the distance. It's gone for another 6. Not the biggest one, but it'll do.
Yeah, he dropped it short. He bowled too full. Both the first 2 deliveries, and then just erring on length. And Afridi's, he's strong. He muscles it over. Yeah, it's a real poor delivery. Really poor.
That's just disappointing from Asif Hassan. After 2 good deliveries, he bowls 1 long hop. Just simple for Shahid to put it away. Yeah, that's it. You've got to pitch it up, maybe back of the length, put the seed of doubt on the batsman's mind.
You get the single, get onto the other side. Tanvir on strike. Shahid Afridi 44 now. Look at the strike rate. He's got 3 4s, 3 6s, a couple of dots in there. But in 29 balls, 44. So he's really stepped up. Changed the complexion here.
So then we chops that away straight to the field and no chance of a run. End of that over. 8 from it, 13 gone, 93 for 6. Shafil Islam, the unlucky bowler, gave away quite a few runs in the last over, but he almost had the wicket of Shahid Afridi. Below all, Taskin Asif sharing the wickets. Couple of run-outs. Chittagong Viking bowlers keeping it under control. But Shahid Afridi is in the middle. The crowd here at the Zohar Ahmad Chaudhry Stadium in Chittagong must have divided loyalties. They want to see their team win, but they also want to see this man in picture. Give them some value for their money. They want to see him hitting the ball all over the place. Maybe get a good score for Shahid Afridi, and then Chittagong comes back and wins.
Taskin Ahmed. Good 1 over. No, just get this 1 out the way. He bowled a good over earlier on. I was really impressed. In the last ball, went for a boundary. He was very disappointed with that.
Whips it away into the deep. Oh, that's rather lethargic. 2 fielders looking at each other, saying after you, no one obliged.
When he hit it, I thought it had 4 on it. He hit it well, and he hit it perfectly in the gap. Split them. Goes across the ground pretty quickly. Yeah, it was never going to stop it. No matter how fast they ran, he timed it perfectly and he placed it even better. So 4 off the first ball from Afridi. He's on 48 now, so not that he worries too much about 50s. He's got a lot of them. But 1 off first ball, 4 off the first ball, sets up the over.
Walked across, that's an involuntary shot. He is a lucky batsman, I can tell you that. Seems to have more lives than a cat here. Didn't know anything about it. I think he wanted to abort from that shot. The ball come and struck him, surprised him.
It shared Afridi's night, I can tell you. I mean, you can't be that lucky. Balling just short of both.
The keeper Anamul Haq converging on that, but that smiles, the smile of relief from Shahid Afridi, telling Saul and Tanveer, I didn't get the foggiest idea it was going to rise so high. Couldn't take my bat away. Just waits on it, tucks it round the corner, quick run taken, and they make it quite comfortably in the end. Shahid Afridi moved on to 49. Taskin Ahmed is bowling with a lot of heart. He needs the support in the field. Unfortunately, he could not give the support needed to the other bowlers. There's the first drop for him. Couldn't judge it. That was the easier one. The difficult one is here. Swirling over his shoulder. Couldn't balance himself. Lost sight of it. Lost the line of the ball completely. Could have been a big wicket. That was the drop from the bat of Shahid Afridi. What an important point of the match. Afridi gone, it would have been really, really on the back foot, the superstars. Now they're fighting back through Afridi.
Tanveer Ahmed just ducking under it. He's a tall man, just ducking under it. Sohail Afridi. Should I say? Sohail. Right, okay, so he's asked the umpire, how many balls left, sir? He said 2. Okay, 2 left. Now he's got to, because he's thinking to himself the whole time, listen, I've got to get Afridi on strike.
Pensive for the captain of the Sylhet Superstars. Short, sailing over. Looks round at the square leg umpire. Umpire's asking, was it way over the head? Do I get a wide, umpire? No, he says, carry on please. Thank you. He's a tall man. If you're standing up, I don't think that would have been overhead height. He's ducking down. I think the square leg umpire did well to detect that and not inform the umpire at the other end. That was it was a little, yeah. Pat is telling me off air that it was a little bit down the leg side too. That could have been a factor and could have been a wide. Yeah, touch and go. That's why Sohail Tanveer went across. Umpire, what about that? Now, the last ball, he's not going to take one. He doesn't want to retain strike. He wants to give the strike to Shahid Afridi.
Well, just bowl it full and straight and push all the men back in the circle and create the one. 1 ball left. Starve Afridi of some strike.
Well, he's whipped it away. They'll think of a second round. Oh, he's gone to the boundary for 4. That's the best way to end over. The 100 comes up at the end.
$102 for 6 in 14 overs. So they've recovered well, have the Sylhet Superstars, really well in fact, and are poised here if they can continue in the same vein, find a few more boundaries to post something that's going to challenge the Chittagong Vikings. Hello. Goodbye. What a shot. Hitting with the spin. And he has smoked it over mid-wicket. Everyone just strained their necks looking at it disappear into the bleachers.
Simply sensational from Sylhet. Got out the 5-wood. Don't reckon he got all of it. But still managed to send it up into the terrace. Over the fence here at Chitters. Oh, bit of a bong in the gong. That's gone well. Starting to rev things up here are the superstars.
Trying the reverse sweep. So pulling it all out the locker here. Sohail Tanvir. Showing he's got all the strength to hit it into the crowd and the finesse as well to play the reverse sweep. I think Shahid Afridi's gone to him and said, "What are you doing? Keep hitting for the stands."
Well, both these two Pakistani stars, they're playing for the right team with the right name, the superstars. Gives himself room and he wanted to lace it through the offside. But he's got his team back in the contest. An opportunity of being routed here for 100. Now they're 110 for 6 and we've still got 5.2 overs.
That's a good comeback, this from Asif. When you get hit for 6 of your second ball, you're under the pump in the over, and he's managed to just concede the 1 by and then 2 dot balls. Well, that's going to go straight down the ground and probably go to the boundary for 4. Splits the gap perfect.
Over. Another lovely shot from Shahid Afridi. 15 bowled, 5 to go. 114 for 6.
Well, it's looking ominous now. 5 overs to go. If they carry on in the same vein and get 50 off that 5 overs, they'll post 164. Who thought that was possible an hour or so ago? They've really done a terrific salvage job. Well, I should say Afridi's done a terrific salvage job. 54 of just 36 deliveries, 12 runs from that last over. Just gave himself some room to move to the leg side and hit it arrow straight for 4.
50 partnership between these two, and it is the best 7th wicket partnership in BPL 2015. Rock on the Pakistani stars. Seen a bit of this tonight. Awkward bounce, and both these players, Afridi and Sohail, not quite worked out how that has happened here. They look at the pitch and go, what?
He's got a good slow ball, eh? Bilawal Bhatti, that cutter, best in the business really, and he gets it to kick off a length, much like that topspin first serve. It doesn't just sit up when you pick it and say, hit me please. It's a really, really terrific delivery, well disguised, and even if you do pick it, it's hard to put away.
So Tamim, he's brought back his test quality Pakistani. And Bilawal Bhatti, he's having a word to Afridi at the non-strikers end. These guys will know each other well. What does he go for? Which card does he pull out here? Bilawal up against Sohail.
Bit of pace as well. Have a look at that. The extended follow through. He knows he's got it through. He's hit his straps there, Bilawal Bhatti. Keeper takes it chest height.
Well, Ali Cat, he's in the Shire as well, Bilawal. Well and truly under 6 feet tall. But I tell you what, that fast arm action, busy. Who's the other one? Another Sri Lankan. Remember him? He bowled himself off one. Push
Pakamara.
That's him. That guy. Pushy. He charged in. I tell you what, he wasn't a slouch either.
What an over. This is just the single. That's the fourth delivery, so he's got some work to do. Shahid Afridi needs to try and find the boundary.
Not a lot of him, Bolo Bhatti. And people have often asked, you don't have to be this strapping 6'5" with long levers like a Mitchell Stark. Yeah, sure, it helps to get bounced. But if you're quick through the crease, fast arm action, he does get his feet down quickly. Back foot landing, and the front foot down quickly, gets through the crease with some pace. And boom, boom! Guess what? This has got wings on it, baby! And it's gone all the way for another maximum.
It's like he knew exactly what was coming. The slower ball, he hung back in the crease, and he has hit this a country mile. There he is, just waiting back, knew exactly where it would be pitched, and that has gone miles. What a strike.
Yeah, I think he's got that one. There's boom, boom. Oh, sweet sound off the willow. Admires this one. It's like you're on the tee with the one wood, the Big Bertha, and get it right down the fairway straight. Clean.
Trying for the Yorker. It's a full toss and not able to deal with it, Shahid Afridi. So just the 7 from the over, 4 remaining, 121 for 6. And I think it'll be the strategic timeout. Shahid Afridi not out 60 of 38 balls. Sahel Tanvir 16 of 14. Have a look at the carnage above that though. 4, 6, 11, 0, 9. They were in a world of hurt with the Sylhet Superstars. And Shahid Afridi almost single-handedly has got them out of the mire. He's played all the shots in the book, shown his raw power and occasionally a bit of finesse as well, placing the ball beautifully and being able to bludgeon it out of the ground as well. Really, really good innings. Delru, when they dropped him, Tuscan Ahmed in particular, early on when he had 12, he skied one, short fine leg, ran around and wasn't able to hold on to it. And he's made them pay the price. At that stage, if they'd got him, I reckon they would have struggled to get past 70. Now, if they finish well, they might get 170. Done a decent job here, Sahel Tanvir. 17 now of just 15 deliveries, so he's hung around. He's provided some support. Made sure that he's been able to give the strike to Shahid Afridi. He's also hit a long ball out of the ground as well, so he's also capable of finding the ropes in these latter overs. 9 and over gives them 156, 11 and over gives them 164. So we saw that 158 not good enough last night. The first night 165 I think it was, not good enough. Side batting second, chasing that down. That'll be in the back of his mind. Shahid Afridi, now he's got to this position, he's got to bat to the end and find a few more boundaries. I thought about coming back, should have come back. Very ungainly, trying to keep deep in his crease and work it away on the leg side, and ended up getting the leading edge. There we go. Just wasn't in the right area, and luckily it skewed off along the ground. Lazy running though. Really should have been more urgent and come back and retained the strike.
Shafal Alam, shame for him because it's twice been dropped of his bowling. Is this out? Finally, Islam will feel lucky. Had Afridi dropped twice off him on 12 and 25. Now Sahel has to go the 7th one in the coffin.
Yeah, trying to squirt it away on the offside. Doesn't make the contact he would have desired, and looks like it's scooped just above the turf. Fair catch. And he indicated straight away that it was a clean catch. The umpire nodding as well. He reckoned he had full view, and he was happy that that was caught inches above the turf. So he's played a decent hand as Sahel Tanvir. Gone for 17, 123 for 7 now. Abdurazak, the new man to the crease for the Sylhet Superstars. Straight away off the mark. So he's been successful finally as Shafiul Islam created the opportunity of Shahid Afridi early on in his first spell. And he's been able to come back and get the wicket of Sahel Tanvir. 75 matches for Razak. Strike rate of under 100. Best of 36, but only 176 runs, so hardly gets to the crease really. This is how Sahel Tanvir perished. Trying to get it through the offside. Outside half. The bat. And the man at backward point making no mistake. Right, so 4 men up in the circle.
on the offside. That means on the leg side, there's nobody in the circle. Everybody on the boundary. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if he places it well, there's a possibility of 2. But he's gone for the big hit. Going to bounce short to the man at mid-on. So luckily, not getting anywhere near the requisite contact. And that saved him in the end.
Well, it is his night, isn't it? Afridi, in between some of that finesse and timing of whistling the ball out of the park, he's got lucky. Leading edges, stand with a couple of bounces that he's fended off a little, and lobbed out to no man's land. So's this one. Lucky it didn't go down Akmal's throat on the bounce and survives again.
Very good ball. Lovely ending to the over for Shafiul Islam. So 17 bowled now, just the 4 off the over. 125 for 7. .25 for 7. 3 overs remaining. Shahid Afridi still at the crease. Look for him to cut loose in these last 3 overs and try and propel his side to around about that 160 mark. I reckon they've got a fighting chance. It's at that number, but he's still got to get there and still got to find the boundary quite a few times in these last 18 balls. Third man up in the circle, so employing the same tactic. 4 men inside the circle on the offside, none inside the circle on the leg side. Mohammad Amir back into the attack.
Bowled in! What a delivery. He was nowhere, Shahid Afridi, back in the crease. Wonderfully bowled by Mohammad Amir and clips the bails to dismiss Shahid Afridi.
His luck has just run out. Finally, say the Vikings. Put down at 12 and 25, and look at this. What an absolute jaffer. Hits right on the top of off stump, whips off the bails, the ball goes flying off the top of the stumps over the keeper, Animal Haq, and goes all the way to the fence. That is the perfect length for a quick bowler to get rid of a guy that's set and going some. Afridi goes for 62. It's 125 for 8 here.
Mohammad Shahid. They're going to look to him to do wonders with the ball in the second half, but for the meantime, he's got to try and eke out a few runs here. Try and get them now, I suppose, to around about the 140, 145 mark. I think that 160 is out of the equation. And with 8 wickets down, got to just play some sensible cricket, take some singles, and try and get to, as I said, 140, 145. Probably the best that they can hope for at this particular juncture. He's on fire, Mohammad Amir. Really has had a good outing thus far. He's into his 3rd over, just conceded 7. The 1 wicket, that of Afridi, important one, but a wonderful run out in the 1st over as well.
Great comeback, and right when the skipper wanted it. Found the searching length. Afridi nowhere. It's like he was facing his first ball. Searching for it, and he was nowhere near it. Look at this. Done all ends up. It's the top of off, and the ball goes flying over the keeper's head, Animal Haq, all the way down to the fence. Yeah, he appreciated that. Even did Boom Boom Afridi. Bowler knows that that was an absolute jaffer.
By standing back in his crease, though, he allowed it to do all the stuff that it needed to do. If he had been on his crease, been forward, he would have been able to negotiate that a lot better, I reckon. Beaten a bucket, that's what it's called. Just trying to maybe second guess Mohammed Amir. Think he might start with a slower ball or start with a shorter delivery, but he pitched up, good length delivery, and it just deviated a touch off the straight, enough to get past the outside edge and into that off stump. 1 for 8. Really, really good stuff.
Almost squeezed through here from Mohammed Amir. Stepping on the gas is the big left armour. You know, the danger here now is that they could still get bowled out here. The superstars. Number 10's in, looking for 2 more wickets. And there's still 2.2 overs left. Well, some great Yorkers, this kid. Wants to come round the wicket to the right hander now. Shazad. He'll do well to keep out a decent Yorker.
Pensive look from Mushfiqur Rahim. He knows that if Afridi had stayed there for a little while longer, they might have been able to get 150, 160. But he also knows that Afridi was given a life early, and it could have been a lot worse than this. At least they have something with which to bowl against when they come out in the second half. And if they can get to 140, we saw what happened in the first game. Camilla able to defend. Swing and a miss again. What an over. A wicket and only 2 runs from it. 18 bowled, 127 for 8. Afridi, the only man to stand out in that Sylhet Superstars innings. Double figures from Bopara before he was sold down the river by his partner. Run out, needless. And then Sohail Tanvir contributing 17. But everyone else not getting into the double figures, and not a great scorecard. Right, so 2 overs remaining. Bilawal Bhatti to continue. He's cranking it up. And against the tail enders, just testing with the shorter one, I should say.
I'll tell you the other thing about this too, Ali Cat. When you're in the subcontinent, and the pitches, as we know, don't tend to bounce that much, this one is, well, unusually pacey for Chittagong. And it is at night, I get all that. But really, short little guy running in skiddy, and you got to watch. And be very careful, be very watchful of the short one. And there's the changer. That's the other goodie that he comes up with, Bilawal Bhatti. Fast off-cutters, slow bounces, then fast bounces, and then a very, very good Yorker. And I remember talking to star quality batsmen of yesteryear. I'm talking the 20th century, up against the likes of the great Malcolm Marshall, who ran and skidded at you and hit a lot of batsmen because of that trajectory and that fast arm action. And Bilawal Bhatti does possess that. Quick through the crease, bowls over a brace front leg with a very fast arm. Very watchful.
And like Daniel Kyle Morrison of yesteryear.
Yeah, that's the one in the hole. You've got to be so watchful because he has such a good range of deliveries, range of tricks that he can call on. And a bit of a late starter for Pakistan. Yeah, didn't quite get it right. If he got that right on the Yorker length on the popping crease, I reckon the stumps would have gone everywhere.
In other words, he's got skills. Wonderful skills, Bilawal Bhatti. Yeah, that's quick. Really is. He got nowhere near that. Swing and an absolute miss.
Yeah, to me, that's actually playing a bit out of fear, I reckon. See it tail into this, and he's getting a wild swing. And if it comes off, he might get an edge, and it'll go flying over the keeper or down a third man fine. Otherwise, it's stumps everywhere. And see you later. Yeah, I remember in a test match, the UAE, and he was cranking the late 140s. 146, 147.
Replay. Trying to hit it over cover, and he's missing it by a good foot, I reckon. Good pace being generated by Bilawal Bhatti. They've taken so long to bowl these overs. Chittagong Vikings, I reckon they're going to be in big trouble insofar as the fines are concerned, but book in an hour and 45 minutes. Good fielding, he hit it very hard. A dive was required on the boundary to make the save. Did just that, so a brace to end the 19th over. One remaining, 130 for 8. A high of 16 in the 12th over. With Afridi at the crease, they were able to maintain that Manhattan. But when he got out, which was a couple of overs ago, they haven't really been able to reach the heights of the overs before.
Oh, hello. Yeah, the Bosch.
Able to get a good piece of willow on it. Now that's hurt him. He couldn't get out of the way. And the reflex reaction is to use your hands to protect the body. And I reckon it's hit him hard on the thumb there. That's where he's holding it, the wrist thumb area. And it'll be hurting. A few shocks going through there. Oh, check at him. He's not happy. He's calling for the physio. Where are you? Need some spray, need some ice.
Take a couple of cans of harden up, buddy. And the follow through. Yeah, a bit of spray. Couldn't get out of the way, to be fair. And it might have hit him right on the scapula and the wrist there. That is going to smart somewhat. Get the cold spray on it. This will take even more time for you, Alistair Campbell. The cold spray on it. Dragging out this innings galore. This will take even more time for you, Alistair Campbell. Dragging out this innings galore.
Normally the umpires would go sit down and say, well, hold on, there was this delay, there was that delay, let's add a few minutes. But I'm looking at this innings and going, where's the delay been? They might have lost some wickets early, but we've had that in the tournament so far where teams have been 3 down, 4 down. There's just no excuses. It's not 45 degrees and, you know, people are sluggish because of the heat. It's really good temperature out there, 23 degrees. So there's just absolutely no excuse, really, to bowl 20 overs. And we're now nigh on 1 hour and 50 minutes. Crazy situation. Afridi was outstanding. Got a life early on, but then he entertained this capacity house here in Chittagong. Lovely flick of the wrist on that occasion. Brute strength on that occasion. That's the Afridi we've come to know and love. Giving himself room to the spinners. That one, another one into the crowd. Oh, he absolutely cracked that one off Bilawal Bhatti. Picked the slower ball and sent it into the bleachers. Now then, he's recovered. He's okay, Mohammad Amir. So 4 balls remaining in this last over. That's better. That's what he's capable of doing. And he executes it perfectly on that occasion.
Yeah, good skills. Grumpy. The one that came back and smashed into his wrist. That's fired him up. Searching to rip out a pole or two. And over 20. Half the over to go.
Yeah, that's wide. Trying the shorter one, just bowled it too short and looped over the batsman's head. Square leg umpire wouldn't have had any problems calling that wide. Ungainly shot from Abdur Razak, trying to find a way to get that away to the boundary, but nowhere near it in the end. Another shorter one. Again, a swing and a miss. He's bowled the 1 Yorker in this over, and the next 2 deliveries have been short. One called a wide, and that one really went through to the keeper. Still smarting from that blow he's received earlier in the over. Want to give that thumb a bit of exercise. Must be hurting, throbbing. Got 2 more deliveries, then he can go and plunge it in a bowl of ice. Trying for the Yorker again. They'll go out on the onside. They'll come back for 2. Got to hurry. Gets there easy in the end. Weakish return from the outfield and enables him to make the hard yards at the end and get home.
Now the Superstars dugout, yeah, they would have liked Afridi to hang around a bit more, and probably Sahel. You look at that, they were 63 for 6. Hustle on. Yeah, big boundaries here, so comfortable 2 in the end, but yeah, 6 for 63. Could have been so much worse.
They're going to run and going to make it. So it'll be a bye to end the innings. Another shorter delivery, slightly on the slower side from Mohammad Amir, but they managed to scamper through, and that'll mean at the end of 20 overs, they'll finish up on 140, will the Sylhet Superstars. Now then, he's referred the run out, so it might not count. That's why it hasn't ticked over on your screen, because you're just going to ask the question of the third umpire. Definitely missed the stumps at the striker's end, but did it go across to the striker's end, and was he found short of his ground? Really good job from Mohammad Amir. His 4 overs just costing 18, 1 for 18 for him. Bilawal Bhatti did his stuff pretty good as well, 1 for 20 of his 4. Right, so this will give us a better indication of whether he had made his ground or not. No, he hasn't. So it's not going to count. I'd already given it to them. I thought he had made his ground, but it's knocked the bails off, and he was very short of his ground. So that will mean that he'll walk out anyway, but it will be a wicket. So the Chittagong Vikings had the Sylhet Superstars in a world of hurt. They had them under the pump early on, and I think they'll feel that they've let them off the hook. Some poor fielding, poor catching, particularly in the case of Shahid Afridi, and he went on to get 62 or 41, 17 for Sohail Tanveer, and then Abdur Razak at the end, 10 of 12 deliveries. So in the end, they'll end up 139 for 9. Mohammad Amir, 1 for 18, really good. Sheffield, 2 wickets.
is always enjoyment watching him, and he was middling well today, and I enjoyed.
Well, you just knocked it around, just gave him the strike.
No, idea was to, because he was middling well, so idea was to rotate the strike and give him chance because he was going after the bowlers. And the second thing, we were targeting the small boundary. So that's why, I was trying to rotate the strike and he was middling it well. So we were trying to score 150, but unluckily we got out. We both got out in the same over. But still, I think 140 is a good total if we bowl on the right areas. There is a bit for the fast bowlers, for the spinners as well.
Well, I was going to come to that, but let's just stay with you. Put in a 60-run partnership. When you got in there, you were in serious trouble.
Definitely, we lost early wickets, some run-outs. I think that was silly mistakes we made, and especially at the moment where we're standing in the pool table, we can't afford such mistakes. But luckily, we got it cover. Afridi played superb knock. I contributed as well. So we'll try now. It's a bowling turn. We will try to, because we got good bowlers, we've got good spinners, good fast bowlers. If we bowl in the right areas, as I said earlier, there is a bit juice for the fast bowlers and the spinners as well.
Well, I'm looking forward to you bowling. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, they'll need him to come to the party big time. Sohail Tanvir, his 4 overs crucial when they come out and field. So there we have it. The Chittagong Vikings will need 140 runs in their 20 overs when we come back. Don't go too far. This promises to be another close one.
ব্যালেন্স শেষ।
চায়ে চুমুক দে, ব্যালেন্স চলে আসবে।
এখন ইস্পাহানি মির্জাপুর বেসলিফ 400 গ্রাম প্যাকে 10 থেকে 50 টাকা পর্যন্ত মোবাইল রিচার্জ ফ্রি। এছাড়া 200 গ্রামের প্রতি প্যাকে 5 টাকা ছাড়। চা মানে লাইফটা ভরপুর। চা মানে ইস্পাহানি মির্জাপুর।
হাই।
Oh no. Lasting mint flavor. নতুন সেন্টার ফ্রেশ দেবে ম্যাজিক অফ ফ্রেশনেস প্রতি মুহূর্তে। সেন্টার ফ্রেশ, ম্যাজিক অফ ফ্রেশনেস।
23 জন অভিজ্ঞ কোয়ালিটি কন্ট্রোল ইন্সপেক্টর, তাদের ইস্পাত কঠিন লক্ষ্য ও দ্বিধাহীন আস্থার সাথে তৈরি আনোয়ার ইস্পাত।
No matter what, protect your walls with Royale. It comes with Teflon Surface Protector.
সংসারে শান্তি আর শান্তি, ছেলে মেয়েদের বিদেশ গমন নিশ্চিত, সামনে উজ্জ্বল ভবিষ্যৎ আলহামদুলিল্লাহ। ওস্তাদ, আপনি বিদেশ কই গেছেন? বেশি দিন টিকবো না যাই না। যারা সাধারণ টিন ব্যবহার করে তারা বয়কার কয়েকার বোকা, যারা বয়কার কয়েকার তাদের সম্পর্কে চোখ বন্ধ করে বলে দেওয়া যায় ভবিষ্যৎ অন্ধকার। আর যারা সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তিতে তৈরি বিল্টেড রঙিন টিন ব্যবহার করে তারা বুদ্ধিমান। বুদ্ধিমান লোকের ভবিষ্যৎ উজ্জ্বল হইবে নাকি আমারটা হইবে? বিল্টেড রঙিন টিন, চাল দেখে যাইছে না।
শরীরের কোথাও কোথাও প্রয়োজন বেশি সুরক্ষার, তাই মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি, যা একবার ব্যবহারেই আপনার ত্বক প্রতিবার পায় 5টি স্তরের সুরক্ষা। মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি, উজ্জ্বল প্রাণবন্ত ত্বক সবসময়।
ভাই ঘানি কই? আরে এইটা নামে দিচ্ছি আমরা গানি। বাজারে গানির নামে যেই তেল খান এইটাই সেইটা। তো চারিদিকে নোংরা আর তেল তো কালো কেন ভাই? কালো হইলে তো গানি গানি মনে হয়।
ঘানি ভাঙা তেলের মিথ্যা আশ্বাস নয়, সর্বাধুনিক স্বয়ংক্রিয় মেশিনে সেরা দানা থেকে প্রস্তুত। রাধুনী খাঁটি সরিষার তেল, সেরা দানার সেরা তেল।
ব্যাটারির এই ঝামেলা চান না যারা, তাদের জন্য সিল মেইনটেনেন্স ফ্রি গ্লো ব্যাগ, যা দীর্ঘস্থায়ী এবং এতে পানি দিতে হয় না কখনোই।
গ্লো ব্যাগ, দ্য ড্রাইভ উইদিন।
শুধু ক্লাউডি না, যখন প্রেজেন্টেশন সেরিমনি হচ্ছিল লাস্ট ম্যাচে কয়েক ফোঁটা বৃষ্টিও পড়েছিল। আমি ভয় পাচ্ছিলাম যে বৃষ্টি বোধহয় শুরু হয়ে গেল, কিন্তু এই বৃষ্টির কিন্তু ডেফিনেটলি একটা প্রভাব ফেলে খেলার উপরে। প্রথম অবস্থায় যেটা হলো মাঠের উপর প্রভাব, যেটা কালকে কুয়াশা সারা রাত যেটা পড়েছে, সেটা আজকে রোদ না থাকার কারণে আউটফিল্ডটা একটু সফট হয়ে গেছে।
দিনের বেলায় জ্বালিয়ে রাখা হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, ফ্লাডলাইট জ্বালিয়ে রাখা হয়েছিল এবং রোদ ছিল না, উইকেট একটু সফট ছিল, তথাপি আমরা কিন্তু বেশ কিছু মার দেখেছি। তো সেটা একটা ডেফিনেট প্রভাব ফেলেছে, কিন্তু পরবর্তীতে কিছু কিছু ব্যাটিং দেখে মনে হয়েছে যে that was not a big factor.
Tamim, he won the toss and he elected to bowl first. Why is that? Do you think it was a good decision?
I think so. আমার মনে হয় যে প্রথমে it was proved right. তড়িঘড়ি করে কয়েকটা উইকেট পড়ে যাচ্ছিল। আমরা যদি ব্যাটিং কার্ডের দিকে তাকাই তাহলে দেখতে পাবো যে কিভাবে উইকেটগুলো পড়েছিল। Let's have a look. মনোময়ীরা রান আউট, এখন তিনটা রান আউট হচ্ছিল, দুটো রান আউট কিন্তু একেবারে মিসআন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং এর কারণে ব্যাটসম্যানদের মধ্যে। প্রথমে যে উইকেটগুলি পড়েছে, 4টা উইকেট 22 রানে, 4টা উইকেট
পঞ্চম উইকেট পড়েছে 46 রানসে। তো ওইখান থেকে যে রিকভারিটা হয়েছে একমাত্র ওই ভদ্রলোকের কারণে।
And the boom boom man and the boom boom guy because and
ওর কাছে কিন্তু ওর পাকিস্তানি সাপোর্ট এসেছিল, সোহেল তানভীর আর ও একটা খুব ভালো পার্টনারশিপ গড়ে এই যে 139 রানটা ছিল এটা পর্যন্ত পৌঁছতে পেরেছে। না হলে এক সময় কিন্তু মনে হয়েছিল যে 115-20 করতে পারবে কিনা, সেখানে একটু সন্দেহ ছিল।
Shahid Afridi, he came, he played and he conquered, একদম লিটারালি।
বোলারদের উপরে যেভাবে চলা হয়েছিল আমরা বোলিং ফিগার থেকে দেখতে পাবো যে আসিফ একটা উইকেট করে প্রায় সবাই নিয়েছে। শফিউল ইসলাম ভেরি আনলাকি, ইজ দ্য মোস্ট এক্সপেন্সিভ বোলার, ইকোনমি রেটে দেখা যাচ্ছে 9.25, কিন্তু তার বলে দুর্ভাগ্যবশত তাসকিন আহমেদ হিজ অপোজিং বোলার দুইটা ক্যাচ ড্রপ করেছিল এবং এগুলো আমরা হয়তো পরে দেখবো। এবং এইখানেই কিন্তু খেলার মোড়টা কিছুটা ঘুরে গিয়েছিল। Absolutely right. So these are little things. আমরা তো বলি যে all three departments of the game, bowling, batting and fielding, সবগুলোতে পারদর্শী হতে হবে। সবগুলিতে যদি ভালো করে তাহলে একটা দল শেষ ইনিংসের শেষে একটা মাথা উঁচু করে দাঁড়াতে পারে।
ended up being a one man show কিন্তু একদম মানে
ওয়ান ম্যান শো হয়ে গেছে। শহীদ আফ্রিদি ঢাকা মানে ওয়ান ম্যান শো প্রথমবার না, বহুবার সারা পৃথিবীতে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় শহীদ আফ্রিদি একা।
মজার বিষয় হচ্ছে শামীম ভাই যে আজকে কিন্তু চিটাগং ভাইকিংস এর যারা ভক্ত আছে সেগুলো কিন্তু তারা চিন্তা করছিল না, ওরা নাকি খেলাই দেখছিল একদম।
হ্যাঁ সেটাই, আমরা ফলো উইকেটস দেখবো একটু পরে, কিন্তু তার আগে তোমার কথাটা যেটা বলছিলাম ডিভাইডেড লয়্যালটিজ, চাচ্ছে মনে প্রাণে চিটাগং যেতুক, সঙ্গে সঙ্গে চাচ্ছে শহীদ আফ্রিদি পিটাক, দুটাই হয়েছে। এখন মেবি চিটাগং যদি যেতে তাহলে এখানকার ক্রাউড উইল বি হ্যাপি। উইল হ্যাভ এ লুক এট দ্য ফল অফ উইকেটস নাও। রাইট, প্রথমটা ছিল ওই যে রান আউটের কথা বললাম, দিলশান মুনওয়েরা রিয়েলি আননেসেসারি, ও রান নিয়েছিল, সাপোর্ট ছিল না ফ্রম উইকেটের পতন। আরেকটা রান আউট দেখলাম মোমিনুল হক, রিয়েলি লুকস ভেরি অর্ডিনারি, ভেরি আউট অফ সর্টস, একেবারে কেন যেন মনে হচ্ছে ফর্মে নাই। নাজমুল হাসান মিলন পরবর্তী উইকেট, সুযোগের সদ্ব্যবহার করতে হবে, সেটা করেছে শহীদ আফ্রিদি। আমার মনে হয় যে শহীদ আফ্রিদি প্রথম খেলায় এসে অনেকদিন পরে আবার ঢাকা এসছে, মুখিয়ে আছে তার খেলা দেখার জন্য, অপোজিং সাইডের জন্য খেলছে, যেহেতু এটা চিটাগং ভাইকিংস এর এগেইনস্টে খেলা, কিন্তু তবু আই থিঙ্ক তাদের পয়সা উসুল হয়ে গেছে।